Welcome back, Divine Feminine. We're here to do your update for the week. Please remember to follow, and I will see you for the joint connection very shortly. We do cover that weekly. And by subscribing, you can get notified when the videos are uploaded. Very separately, if you do want to join our Super Chat sessions, any Super Chat publicly that's scheduled by clicking on the video, it will give you the notification. You can also prepay the super chat. Separately, we do have a monthly private edition for the members that is part of their membership. Now, if you do want this content early and to get those super chats and be part of them, plus the coaching and the chat rooms are all incorporated inside our one-level YouTube membership. Each week we do have the masculine, feminine, and karmic out, and what does follow after such is the spiritual joint connection. Without further ado, let's take a look at this weekly energy for the Divine Feminine and really take a look at why this is all so hard. Now, I do particularly feel that Divine Feminine is going through a spiritual change this year. They definitely are leveling up where it does come to what they will put up with and what they won't. And there's a lot of evolution. From a spiritual point of view, I do feel particularly with these moon phases, especially with the sun on the 19th of February entering into the house of Pisces, it can be this anxiousness. Now, we're also on the 9th of February going to be having a new moon in Aquarius. And by this stage, we're really embodying that energy. And we can move through to the following moon being a full moon, feeling quite critical, really wanting the devil in the detail, something really coming to a close, but really having to emotionally nurture our bodies. But there can be some really fast forward movement where it does come to these areas, especially because Pluto is directly impacting our chakra system. Now, there is a shedding of the old. We can feel very much, and I did articulate this in a coaching session most recently with a client, is that moving into 2024, because we had Pluto sitting in the house of Capricorn from 2008 to now, and it was moving to the critical degrees, it's very nostalgic, it's very traditional. When it moves into the house of Aquarius, it's about groups. It can directly impact agitation levels because it can link to Uranus. And it also does mean a significant shift. So we can be very nostalgic of the past, almost holding on to it, but also very bitter, almost like things haven't changed. And I do see this coming up for Divine Feminine as she is transitioning through the frequency. And being an empath, you are going to pick up on this energy more so than others. I do see you're shedding things here. You're shedding skin. You're being protective. This can be to do with your heart chakra as well. Your intuition and healing powers will give you a better path, but be careful. So I feel intuitively you're being cautious. Some of you could be thinking, if you go onto greener pastures, this could be with another individual, that maybe it will be more conducive for you. Others of you could feel point blank zero with relationships, and it's what's really coming through with this reading is that this week in the mix, for some of you, there could be a frequency that you embody that you feel you don't want any relationship whatsoever. And this can really be a time where you're wanting to cut off things, throwing the metaphor really, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Now, you're wanting to move on up. Your frustration is from a spiritual point of view, the Jupiter energy. You thought things would launch a lot further. You had maybe, for some of you, thought about going on a holiday. This also could be you up studying, going on holidays, wanting to move abroad, and also looking at the spiritual connection of physical movement. In the heart of things, we do have the very kind of Pluto energy. The 8th house can be to do with deaths, endings, legacies, inheritances. There can be a lot of pressure coming up in this area. But from a spiritual point of view, some of you could be saying, hey, is this it? Is this it where it is? Is it ever going to change? But there is a natural cycle to an ending. It doesn't mean an ending. It means there's an ending of a cycle and a beginning of a new one. We need to grace it with what it is, and that's okay for us to change it. It's okay for our needs and our upgrades to occur. But particularly for some of you that are very dense in the 3D, you could be looking at it too 3D. It could be, look, this person hasn't showed up. This person's offering me nothing. Where is the love? Therefore, this is what it is. But there is always a spiritual reason why these things happen. And there are upgrades we're having and perspectives we gain through the process. For instance, having a child does not cement a relationship. Having a wedding does not mean that it's going to be secure. It's the spiritual transformation of what you're going through. And for many of you, you do know that. But there also could be some information some of you are getting that there is a breakup within a karmic cycle. They're also saying to really use your time quite wisely at this point in time. I do feel from the top row, you know, there could be some depression coming through. You're wondering why things have to be so difficult. If a karmic has re-entered into a situation, it could be because of Pluto's ingress. Although I would say within the next 2 months, especially if that has been so within your spiritual connection, the break will still come. From the foundation of this circumstance, we're getting almost like the Mad Hatter. I feel as though the clock is ticking, and I do think time is changing and things are moving. So they are saying to you, be very productive with the given time that you have been offered. There could be a shift in your physical environment. There could be some dramas that you're experiencing within tribe and family. Some of you also could have falling outs with friends. And there is a bit of a spiritual wake-up call here, but for some of you, this can be something that you're thinking has to occur inside Divine Masculine in order for this transformation to occur. Yeah, I do feel you're moving into your world more firmly. This can be, you know, it can still be loving, but it could be that what you've said to this person has shocked them and they've kind of retreated back. Don't worry about that. Don't retract. You know, if you feel it was with integrity and if you feel that something that was said at once upon a time was stated and this is going to affect them moving towards you, I actually don't think so. I think, if anything, as long as you have spoken your piece and you've said what you need to, for some of you, this could be a really magical time to actually write down and cast it to the wind. So it could be that you are going to do a burning of the paper and to discard it or to bury it, but really to get it off your chest and to release those things, the baggage and the turmoil that you have carried, so you're not physically carrying that forward with you. Yeah, I really do feel the outcome card of it. This is saying if somebody has really stuffed you about and there's been cross wires, misunderstandings, and the goal has not been achieved, the promises have not been adhered to, 2023 was difficult for that to be. So we do have to be gentle on all of ourselves. 2024 into 2026 is very rapid. There will be radical changes. Some of us will wish we had not ushered that energy in. However, it's happening nevertheless. So these things are really going to speed up. So they are saying, be very good with your time at this point, because time management and knowing that things are going to change and accelerate very rapidly are going to be key. And you being prepared of what you've actually manifested in. This change is going to affect all of us, and this change directly can be coming through from a psychic position for Divine Feminine, that you're trying to position yourself on the map so you're protected. Why is it hard? Generally because we may at times have a ideal or a viewpoint on a circumstance. We also are sensitive to vibration, so we're learning to be a psychic medium and to protect our aura without things having to impact ourselves. You know, shedding, detoxing can be a very big thing that a lot of you can be going through right now. But I definitely see, for a conversation piece, I do see Divine Feminine coming through very firm and very knowing where she's going and what she will and won't put up with. So this exchange, for those of you that are going to move into communication, is really going to get to the crux of things. It doesn't have to be a shit show. It can be something that is very productive. And very transformative. And for some reason, I do feel some of you are going to be bumping into these individuals over the next 2 months. See you all soon for the next update. If you do like this content, please do subscribe. We do have these out each week, and we do cover the joint connection. So by subscribing and clicking on the bell of any of the premieres, you do get notified. As I mentioned, also click on the bell for the super chats that are scheduled. The schedule will be changing for the public side of things, as I will be working on education content and more, providing things go according to plan. And separately, we do have the YouTube membership where we will continue that in the dark session for the members. I hope to see you soon. Yes, members do get their content ahead of the crowd. So if that's something that you're wanting, please come through and join a YouTube membership. Take care, beautifuls, and I'll see you soon.